Less.
More NBA talk over to the Golden State Warriors. They struggled against the Cavs late in that game. Of course, we know what happened against the Grizzlies, led by 24, lost in overtime. So the Warriors may be having some issues performing in the clutch. They have the 15th best net rating in the NBA in clutch situations this year per NBA.com, despite having the best net rating in the league over the full season. Legit or not, do the Dubs have some issues in the clutch, in your opinion?
I think so. We're seeing it. I don't think it's anything that's going to completely freak me out or scare me if I'm a Warriors fan or anything that you should be panicked about. But, yeah, we've seen it on display a couple different times now, whether it was the Christmas game or certainly this Memphis game where they scored 21 total points in the fourth quarter and overtime. That's 17 minutes of basketball. They scored 21 points for this talent. It's head-scratching. It should never happen for the Dubs. But I think part of the reason that you're looking at this as a real thing is because of exactly what we all expected. How is the chemistry offensively going to work with Kevin Durant now there when you need a clutch shot, which is exactly what this metric is trying to kind of break down? Who are you going to? It's always been Steph, or maybe you use Steph and you run him as a little bit of a diversion and a decoy, and you kick it to Clay. Now there's so many cooks in the kitchen. You know, whose souffle is it? I don't know. I don't really know. And I think they're still figuring it out. But that's what this time of the year is for. Figure it out. Figure out matchups and mismatches. It might be Durant on a given night, and then all of a sudden Kawhi Leonard's sitting across from me and say, let's not go to Durant tonight. Let's go to Clay, or let's drop it down low to Iguodala or Draymond Green or Steph. There's so many options they have, but I think the big thing at this point is trying to figure out who you want to go to, when you want to go to, and based on situation. They're still getting this thing together. It's not even halfway through the first season of these guys coming together and trying to bring all this talent together and making it work. Still one ball, still just 4 quarters, and every once in a while, the gears kind of grind a little bit. But for the most part, I'm not worried about it, but it is real. The numbers say so for a reason. It may be next level analytics, but, you know, to be 14th in clutch stats, got to figure out some stuff in the last 5 minutes of the game.
And at the end of the day, they still have the best record in the NBA. So I think they're okay.
They're good.
32-6, they'll be just fine.
You know, and the other thing, too, is other teams have an ability to operate in clutch situations more often. They're blowing teams out
so there's
half
not
the
that
time.
Many clutch
so then all of a sudden you're in a game and it's news. We're tweeting. You're texting me, hey, Warriors are in a game. They just blew a 14-point lead. What the hell's going on? And we're all talking about it. Some of these other teams on the list are playing those type of tight games that are, you know, neck and neck every night. They're a little bit more experienced with it. You have an inexperienced team when it comes to this group of talent that doesn't always play tight games. It's going to take a little time. Let's talk in the spring once the playoffs start and figure out when you need a big bucket with 1.5 minutes left, are they effective? That's a whole different ballgame.
We'll see if Steve Kerr can get things tightened up in that area.